Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be creating my February budget with you so you can see exactly what I do to figure out my monthly expenses. So in this video we are going to be doing our February budget, and the first thing to understand and know about yourself is your monthly income. How much money do you bring in every single month? How often do you get it? That plays a huge role in how and when your bills are paid. So for my family, our particular budget this month is on the 5th is our first income that we received, and we receive a payment from someone and they send us $169 a month. My husband and I are both paid bi-weekly, so this month our first paycheck is not going to come in until the 7th. And then on the 21st, which is my husband's, he gets about $1,600 paycheck, so he brings in roughly $3,200 a month. And then for my paychecks, I get paid this month on the 14th and then the 28th. And my paychecks come out to about $4,030. So in our total income, our payments plus our paychecks, we have about $7,399 to work with. This money is all take-home pay. So this does not include any retirement savings or 401k, health insurance, taxes, any other deductions. This is not included in all of that. This is just what we bring home. Okay? So the first thing that I have to make sure that I can do is pay all of our bills, right? Every single month we have bills that are paid. They have a due date. I have to make sure I pay them by that date, and I have the money to pay for them. So for us, our first bill due is the 7th of every month. It is our HOA. I will talk about my mortgage here in a second. Our mortgage is technically the first bill that's due. It's due on the 1st of the month. However, I don't list it in my bills, and I'll explain that here in a second. The next bill that we have is on the 9th. It is a city credit card, and I budget for just the very minimum payment to be paid. Right now, our city credit card is $119 minimum every single month. We have another credit card due on the 9th, and that is for US Bank. The bare minimum is $76. And then on the 11th, our Netflix payment comes out and it's $17. We have whatever the cheapest plan is for Netflix. On the 12th, our car insurance is due, and our car insurance is $352 a month. I hope you guys can see. I know I have these ugly little lights. It's from my vanity. That's where I film. And so I always have a glare. So I hope that you guys can see what I'm writing. And then the next bill that's due is also on the 12th. Our Home Depot credit card. The minimum payment is technically $3, which is so dumb. But for the sake of paying off debt, we do $30 because worst comes to worst, if we pay $30 a month for 10 months, that card will be paid off, and that is how much time we have to pay it off before interest starts. So we pay $30 a month for Home Depot. On the 15th, our home alarm bill comes through. That's $60. And then on the 15th, our Verizon payment comes through. This is $234. This also includes our Wi-Fi for our house, and it also comes with subscriptions. So we have Apple Music, Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus. So all of that is included in that bill. And then on the 16th, our water bill is due, and that's usually about $105. On the 17th, our gas bill is due, and that is about $51 a month right now. And then on the 23rd, our SRP bill is due, which is our electricity, and that's $178 right now. And then on the 24th, we have our credit card due, and the bare minimum is $44. We have another payment, which is our car payment. That's $553. And then on the 24th, we have another payment, which is a personal loan that we took out for $600. So those are all of the bills that we pay in a given month, and we have to make sure we have enough money to cover all of those. Our variable expenses. Variable expenses are different categories that you spend money on a monthly basis that don't have a fixed amount. Example for that could be groceries, gas, buying clothes, buying shoes, like all of that has different amounts. You don't spend the same amount every single month. So in our variable expenses, and this is going to be the hardest one to figure out because if you've never tracked your spending, you may not have any clue how much money you're spending here. And these are the categories that can really break a budget. So for my family, after reviewing budgets over and over and over every single month, we were normally putting $400 to this budget. However, I did just increase that starting with this month to $500 a month. I'm a family of 4. I have myself, my husband, and our 2 kids. My son is 9 and my daughter is 4. On occasion, we do have my brother-in-law who's 18, but he is off to college, so we don't really have to budget for his appetite anymore. So $500 is our monthly grocery budget that I try to stick to. Yours might be different considering your family size. There's a lot of factors that play into that. So how you eat and what you eat, how often you eat. I'm very fortunate to have my parents who help with our food expense because my parents watch my kids and they feed them at their house. And my son goes to school, my daughter goes to their house, and my dad is very nice and he makes me breakfast every single morning. So in my family, we only really have to buy dinner and like breakfast, lunch, and dinner on the weekends and holidays. So right now we're averaging about $500 a month, and I do my very best to stick within that budget. Next in our variable expenses is going to be household items, and household items include cleaning products, toiletries, hygiene for the kids and myself and my husband. So everything that I need to clean ourselves and make sure that we're okay, I guess, is all listed in household, and that's about $100 a month. And then the last thing that we are going to do is our gas for our cars. My husband and I both drive, and we live in a very car dependent city. On average, this one has been a little bit tricky to keep up with because gas prices have gone down drastically where I live. And so I feel like I was budgeting a ton and then it wasn't that much anymore. But for the last couple of months, we were at about $350, but I'm going to be bringing that down this month to $300 to see how that plays out. And then the next variable expense is going to be, for me, my spending money. And my husband and I both get the same amount of money every single month to spend on ourselves. And right now I'm getting $800, and so is my husband. I budget for mine in cash. My husband does not. He uses his credit cards and his debit cards and just manages his own. I would like to try something. Maybe next month. I have to talk to my husband. So, husband, if you are watching this, I'm going to be talking to you about it soon. I would like to potentially, from our family, from our variable expenses, I would like to break this money down to a dine out category. And I would want to pray that together we would spend less than $500 a month in eating out. I know that sounds like a ton, and I think it is, and that's why I want to put a budget on it. So how that would look would be we get $500 a month divided by 2, it's $250. So that would take away from our monthly spending to $550, but that $550 will be for whatever we want outside of going out to eat. It is so expensive to go out to eat, especially when you have kids or if you're a bigger family. It is so expensive, and I really want to try and get away from eating out so much in this year so that we can use that money for our other goals, because right now I know that majority of this money for us is already going to dining out. So if I can put a number on it, maybe that'll help keep us in check. I don't know. It's something to consider. I've been thinking about it, but we'll see. So those are our total variable expenses for the month, and this comes out to $2,500 a month. Oh, I forgot to write my bills. My total bills in a given month is $2,521 for all of the bills that I have to pay the bare minimum on. So the next we have our savings. So in our savings, this is where I actually budget for my mortgage. And why I budget for my mortgage in savings is because technically I am 1 month ahead on my mortgage payment. So my monthly mortgage payment in 2024 is $1,595. What that means for my family is throughout the month of February, I am saving for So what this means for my family is through the month of February, I am saving for my mortgage payment, because the payment that was due on February 1st was already paid with January's payment. So it makes it easier for me, and it gives me more flexibility to budget for all of my bills and my other expenses, because I don't have to panic and worry about one large chunk of our budget coming out at one given time. So I don't have to sit there and say, oh my God, the mortgage payment is coming through and it's going to take my entire check. I don't have anything left over. So I made it a huge priority to become 1 month ahead so I have more flexibility through the month. So throughout February, I'm technically saving for my March payment. And when I go through my paycheck planners, I see what I can save that month for the mortgage payment, and I just put it into its own savings account, and then the mortgage payment comes out of that account, and nothing else comes out of that account, just the mortgage payment. That's how I do it. I find it very helpful and it's been working for me. So that's why my mortgage is considered a savings. The next thing that we are saving for is our emergency fund. We had a bigger emphasis on this last year, but this year we are focusing on paying off debt. So at the moment, we are going to be saving $100 a month to our emergency savings. And why it's $100 is because when my husband and I first started our financial freedom journey, he set up with his direct deposit, he set up $50 to go into this account every single paycheck. And I don't think he wants to change it. I don't know if it's a hassle for him to change it, but he's just left it there. So on any given month, we'll have $100 that'll come out of his paycheck to go into there. And then in February, we are going to be able to start saving for Christmas again. Since we were able to pay off our New York debt, that was the highest urgency that we had at the moment. So now that that's done, we can get back to saving for Christmas, which is going to be $50 a month, and that's going to be in cash. Next, we are going to be saving for our life insurance. So our life insurance premium is paid every year. So we save $29 a month in cash. And then once we have that money, we put it into the checking account so the payment can come out when it's due. And I think it's due every year in October. Next, we have our pest control, and that is paid every 3 months. This is the third month. So the third month, we always owe $42. The first 2 months, we owe $41. It's a total payment of $124. I save it to have it. They charge my credit card. I pay the credit card. And then next, we have our Costco membership. We save $10 a month for that in cash, so we can have the money to renew every single year. And then lastly, we have a small sinking fund for car maintenance, because car maintenance funds are always needed. And we save $25 a month for that. So when we add up all of our savings for the month, it comes out to $18.51. So looking at our summary, our total income is $73.99 minus all of our bills, which is $2,521, minus all of our variable expenses is $2,500, minus our savings is $1,851. What we have left, which is $7,399 minus $2,521 minus $2,500 minus $1,851. We have $527 left over. And this money, if we look at our budget for the month, we should have about this much money left over every single month, if everything stays the same, to reach our next level of goals. So right now our goals are to pay off debt. So with this money, I can do a couple of things. First and foremost, this Home Depot bill that I have, I'm gonna try, hopefully everything goes planned. I'm actually gonna try and pay this off. We owe $300 even, and I would like to pay off the entire $300. That will eliminate one debt that we have, and going into March, I will not have any more payments to Home Depot. Yes, it is a 0% interest credit card, but I would rather just get rid of it. So if we subtract that, so technically this is going to be we've already assumed that we're paying $30 to it, and that's already in the budget. So we're gonna subtract $270 because that'll equal $300. So an additional $270 would pay off that credit card. So we still have $257 left. With this money, I'm actually going to move on to the next debt that I would like to pay off, and that is going to be the Southwest credit card. So this credit card, honestly, there was a couple of things that we bought. It's a 0% interest card, but we bought things on it. And honestly, if I'm really being honest here, I think a majority of that money is from Christmas last year. Not the one that just happened, but the Christmas before. We never budgeted for Christmas, and we spent a ton of money that year. So a lot of that is on there. We also bought my son like a new bedroom set, which included like the bed frame, the mattress, the drawers, the nightstand. So we hooked him up with a brand new set, and that is on there as well. So the minimum payment is $44. I would like to put all the other money to that payment. So we're going to add an additional, let's see. Actually, let's do this. Let's cross this off. Let's put 300 here. I'm going to write this in red just so that I know it's a little bit different. Just so that I can calculate everything correctly. And then this one. So we've already budgeted for $44. So what's 44? So this would be technically $301. I hope I'm doing that right. So our new bills amount would be $3,048. And so this amount here would be $3,048. So our total income minus our bills, minus our expenses, minus our savings, we would be at a zero-based budget with these new factors. So I would be able to pay off my Home Depot credit card, and then instead of paying just $44 to the Southwest credit card, we would be able to put $301. And that is just assuming that everything else works out as planned and I don't need any extra money for any other categories. This is the goal for February, and that'll leave me with a zero-based budget, meaning every single dollar that I'm earning in the month of February, I'm going to give it a job. It has something to do. I know where it's gonna go, and hopefully we can make that happen. So looking at it in a visual aspect, this is where my money is going. For my total living expenses, we're at about 48.5% of our goal. Our savings is only getting 2%. Our debt is getting 25.8%, and our personal spending and wants is getting 23.3%. The ultimate goal is to be a 50-30-20 budgeting a family, and until we pay off all of our debt, this is what we're looking like for the meanwhile. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope you found this helpful. This is what I do every single month. to make sure that I'm hitting the goals that I'm setting for myself. And then I update my budget every single week through my paycheck planner. And I already have the entire month of February budgeted out for. And this is what you see in my weekly videos. So yeah, this is what my February budget is looking like. And as always, if you guys have questions, please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. And for those who have subscribed, thank you so much. If you are new and you are interested in following my journey, by all means, please hit that subscribe button. Please like, comment, let me know what you think about these videos, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great night. Bye.